Welcome to the Recharge Zone podcast. I'm your host, Brent Doty, joined by my co-host, Ann-Margaret. Hi, Ann-Margaret.
Hi, y'all.
And today we have a special recurring guest, Paul Bertetti. Welcome, Paul.
Hello. Nice to be here.
And as many of you know, we bring Paul in when we want to talk about facts and we want to talk about science. Paul is the Senior Director for Aquifer Science and Research and Modeling here at the Edwards Aquifer Authority. And today we want to talk all about facts regarding the Edwards Aquifer. Many of the things that we get questions about most often, some things about the history of the aquifer, the geology of the aquifer. And so without further ado, I'll turn it over to Ann-Margaret for our first question.
Okay, so Paul, what we want to know is, we always get the question, I guess I'll start here. The Edwards Aquifer, who was it named after? Why is it called Edwards?
Well, I think the Edwards family was one of the original land grant holders near the start of the kind of settlement of Texas.
Uh-huh.
And they had property out in East Texas near Nacogdoches.
Okay.
Because it was one of the prominent families, eventually one of the counties in sort of western central Texas was named. So Edwards County was named after that family.
Uh-huh.
When the Edwards rocks, and geologists first described the Edwards rocks in the late 1800s, they were in Edwards County. And so the Edwards Plateau and the Edwards Limestone are named after that location where they were when they were talking about the rocks at first. Mm-hmm. So that's the origin of the name Edwards Group or Edwards Limestone and the Edwards Plateau.
Okay. It's always so interesting because people are like, is there an apostrophe for Edwards? I think people sometimes confuse that because they don't understand. They think it's named after an actual person.
Yeah, it's not Eddie, but it's the last name of Edwards, and that's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we get this question sometimes too. How old is the Edwards Aquifer?
Well, the Edwards Limestone is more than 100 million years old. So a very long time ago, before the end of the age of the dinosaurs. The Edwards Aquifer, that age is a little more variable. Mm-hmm. It might be as old as 30 or 40 million years old. It might be a lot less, maybe on the order of 20 million years old, depending on how water entered the system and when the fresh water sort of cleaned out the aquifer rocks. Mm-hmm. So the aquifer is younger than the rock formation, obviously.
Oh, wow.
And it took a long time for the rocks to be exposed at the surface so that rainwater could get in and then freshen